Jackie Kennedy eventually hopes to be a personnel manager. Mandy Shulver just wants to work in retailing. Julie Norton wants to work where she can meet people. Michelle Ward is interested in working in the clothes department. Wendy Fisher wants to gain experience for the future. For the 20 places available on the youth training scheme run by this Leeds department store, there'll be around 200 applicants. 5 girls are being interviewed today for just one of those places. The one that gets the place will be the girl who, in the short time given to her, manages to show the interviewers that she's the one with the most to offer.
You've just got to look for somebody that's got a variety of different things to bring to the store.
I think that personally it doesn't take a lot of time to find out about the company, and it does impress the interviewers. It's something that is very easily discovered, how many stores we've got, which towns we're in. And what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel that, you know, why did they choose Debenhams to apply to? It may be the only one that they've seen in the careers centre, or it's the only place they've heard mention. But why us as opposed to anywhere else?
Are you good at interviews?
No, not really. I've never been on an interview before, so I don't know.
What do you think it's going to be like?
I don't know. I've no idea.
Have you got any idea of the kind of questions that they might ask you?
Probably why you want a job.
Anything else?
No.
Have you got any questions ready to ask them?
No.
Are you going to talk a lot in the interview?
No.
Good afternoon, Miss Kennedy. Just to introduce ourselves, I'm Miss Durham, the personnel manager for the store here, and this is Miss Wallace, who's the training officer. And we're here just to find out a little bit more about yourself and about what you want to do, and also to tell you about the scheme and how the youth training scheme operates in the store. So be free to speak and ask questions as we go through. Why do you think you would like to work in retailing?
I'd like to get higher up in it and maybe one day be a personnel.
You want to be a personnel manager?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what it involves working in a store?
Well, I know it'll involve working with public, and then I don't really know much else.
You know a little bit about it, perhaps, about what you've been told at the careers office. Has anybody told you about the youth training scheme?
No. Apart from the letter that I read before I applied for the job.
Well, if you come on our scheme, it's about 50 weeks throughout the year. You have to do a minimum of 13 weeks actually sort of off-the-job training. What that means is if you're off the sales floor, in the training room, with all the other trainees, because we've got 20 places here, you'll be doing training in things to do with retailing, all about different stores, health and safety, all the things you need to know, like consumer law. You'd also be covering things like really to help you outside, to help you get another job, how the skills you've learned on the sales floor can be transferred to other jobs as well.
Have you done any research or made any preparations for it?
No, I ain't done none at all.
Have you been for an interview before?
No.
What do you think it's going to be like?
Probably just ask why you want the job and if you think you'll get through, you know, get the job or whatnot.
And why do you want this job?
Because I'm interested in being a personnel manager or working in a department store. Because I like meeting people and things.
Do you think that's going to be important for this job?
Yeah, and trustworthiness and reliability and things.
What do you know about Debenhams as a company?
That's very good. It's, well, it depends what you buy, you know. It's not cheap and it's not expensive. It's good clothes and that.
You know that it's what sort of merchandise we sell, the fact that we do furniture and clothes and cosmetics, a lot of various things. Right. I see from your form that you've had a couple of Saturday jobs. You worked in a clothes shop at one point.
Yeah.
And then you're now working in a wimpy bar.
Yeah.
What did you learn in the when you're working in a clothes shop?
You learn the different sizes of clothes, because it was, you know, a baby shop, so up to about 12 years old, I think it was. And you learn all the different sizes and how to greet your customers and things.
Yes, there's a lot to selling, isn't there? There's a lot to it, a lot more than people think. And you left there to go to a wimpy bar.
Yeah.
Would you like to know a little bit more about the scheme, youth training scheme?
What do you know about the youth training scheme? Anything or nothing?
Well,
Just tell me what you know.
I just know that it's a course, you know,
Yeah.
for 12 months, and you get a certificate at the end.
Yeah. Do you know anyone that's been on the scheme?
Yeah, and there's quite a few people I know, you know, that are on them and have been on them.
And what do they think of them then?
Well, they said they're good, you know, for experience,
Yeah.
for future.
And what do you think from listening to them talk? Do you think
Yeah.
they're a good thing to be on or not?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit nervous, but I'm all right. It's just waiting for it. Have you done any research or made any preparations for it? No. What kind of person do you think they're looking for? Someone with a good personality, wants to work and easygoing. And do you think you fit that bill? I think so.
Good afternoon, Miss Morton. I'm Miss Durham, the personnel manager for the store, and this is Miss Wallace.
Hello.
Would you like to tell us what you know about working in a department store, or what you think it involves?
Getting to know people and trying to work out what it's like on floor, trying different aspects of working in the store.
Yeah. Do you come shopping in a department store very much?
Not in Debenhams, no, it's too expensive.
So you don't want to work, you don't want to go on, say, a catering YTS scheme?
I would like to, but I just want to be on retail inside.
Why is that?
I think I'd enjoy it more.
In what way?
Don't know really.
Are you looking for a career?
Yeah.
And you think that you'd like to work in a department store?
Yeah, department store, yeah.
Right. I haven't really got any more questions unless there's anything you'd like to ask us, either about the store or about the scheme.
No.
Nothing else at all? No.
How do you feel about the interview?
I'm a little bit nervous, but not too much, because I've been to other interviews before, so I've got the experience from them.
Have you done any research or made any preparations for this
No,
one?
nothing at all.
What kind of person do you think they're looking for?
Somebody who's willing to work and wants to do the job and is interested in meeting other people.
And why do you want this job?
Because I like being with other people. I think it'd be experience in working in different places, in department stores, and getting to know different people.
Hello, Miss Ward. I'm Miss Durham, the personnel manager in the store, and this is Miss Wallace, the training officer. We'd like to find out a little bit about what you know about Debenhams and what you know about the youth training scheme and how it would operate in a store like ours. Right. Can you tell me, first of all, what you know about Debenhams?
Just sort of know that it's a big, large department store, caters for just about everybody's needs. You can get all sorts, and it's reasonable things that you can get there.
Right. Do you come shopping here very much?
Quite often.
Do you think that this may lead to a real job?
Yes, I think so. I'm hoping so.
Would you like to have a career in retailing?
Yes, not just retailing, but other businesses, not just, like clothes shops, things like that. Maybe travel agents, things like that.
What do you actually know about the scheme?
Not much really. I just know that you come for, I think it's 49 weeks, something like that. And you just learn different aspects in the business.
Yeah. I see you work in a bakery on a Saturday. What do you do
Yes.
there?
Serve customers, do the cleaning, just everything.
Which area do you think you'd like to work in the store?
The clothes departments, cosmetics.
You think you like those best?
That's probably the area that you know most about,
Yes,
or you can relate to the easiest.
yes.
We do our 13 weeks of the training here within the store, and it covers both the retailing side of the business and various other things, like your life and social skills element,
Yes.
sort of like you do in general studies, but perhaps in more depth on various different things, covering things like interviewing and applying for jobs. Have you got anything you'd like to ask me about the scheme?
How many people at the end of it actually get jobs? Can you guarantee it?
No, what we say is when you come on the scheme, we can't guarantee you a job. I mean, wouldn't like to do that. We've had a scheme running here since last June, and 20 people started. They've got about 6 weeks left, and there's 7 left unemployed out of 20.
Yes.
So that's not so bad. They've gone gradually throughout the year to various different things, and they knew that all the time if they didn't have to take the job they went for if they didn't want it, because they had YTS to fall back on.
How do you feel about the interview?
Well, I'm bound to be nervous, you know. I'll be all right once I get in there.
Have you done any research or made any preparations for this one?
Not really, no, but last week I came to find out where offices were, you know, in case I didn't know where they were, so be all right.
What kind of person do you think they're looking for?
Somebody that can get on with people, easy to go, you know, willing to work, can get up early in the morning. I can do that anyway.
And why do you want this job?
Experience, really. You know, because with it being a YTS scheme, you know, I might not be so lucky to be able to stay on, so I'll need it for when I go for an interview somewhere else.
What else do you think it would involve?
Trust as well. Actually working on the tills, you know, you should be able to be trusted with money.
Right. Do you think you'd need a lot of training to handle money and to be a sales assistant?
Well, not really, because I work in the market on the Saturdays, and I've had experience in working on a till and working with money, and I've been trusted to take money to the bank as well when the manageress wasn't there. So
Do you like having responsibility?
I do, yeah. You know, I feel good.
Right. Yes, I can see that you've worked since 1982, so you've been there for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
What do you know about the Debenham scheme? Anything or nothing?
Nothing really, no. I've just come for the interview, you know, for the job.
Right. So what do you think about YTS schemes on that in general?
I think they're good. They give you a good experience, and when you go for another job, your future employer will probably look further to you than somebody else. With you being on a YTS scheme, you'll have had more experience.
That's right. Do you know you get a certificate at the end of it?
Yeah, I've heard about that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the certificate will help you to get a job at the end?
Yeah, because like some people just leave school and just go straight for the interview, but I think I'll have a better chance if I've got a certificate, so the employer knows I've had experience.
Do you know about the certificate, what it says?
No.
Not at all. Basically, it gives you a rundown of the departments you've worked on and the things you've attained. It gives a very positive sort of reference as to what you've done, so an employer can look at it and they can say you can work on your own, you can work with other people, all these kind of things that employers look for. How do you feel about working with people lots older than yourself?
Oh, I think it's okay, you know, I can get on with older people, I can just adapt to their way of life.
Right. You mentioned difficult customers. Have you had a lot in the market then?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
You sounded as though you had. Have you got anything? How do you handle them then?
Well, it's difficult to say because each one's different. I just take it as it comes.
You don't worry you then?
No.
Not at all?
No.
So the general public, as it were, don't frighten you?
Oh no.
So...
Sorry, I was just going to say, you do get very busy.
Oh yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So how do you find standing on your feet all day?
Oh, it's okay. I've worked there quite a while now, you know, so my feet are, you know, used to working all day long.
You don't find it hard work?
No.
So would you say that the main thing about retailing that attracts you is that working with the public?
Yeah, I love working with people, you know, I can really get on with them well.
Are there any other type of schemes you're interested in apart from retailing?
Not really, no.
Any schemes, I don't know, hairdressing or whatever, that deal with the public?
I've never thought about hairdressing really, I don't think I'd like it.
Have you applied for anything else?
No, but probably after this I'll probably apply for something else.
Would you like to ask me anything about our scheme?
While you're here for the year, do you have to join the union?
No.
No, you just...
No, you don't have to. We don't have a union in this store. There is a shop workers union that you can join, but this store doesn't actually have a branch member or anything, so you don't have to join, no. But we do give you training in what the unions stand for, what they can do for you. Are you interested in unions?
Well, I don't know. I'd like to know a bit about them.
That is part of the training, that just give you a general appreciation of what they do.
Well, really, from their application forms, there didn't seem to be a lot to tell between them.
No, there wasn't at all.
They were all quite well filled out. I don't know what you thought.
Yes, they were, and the letters as well. There wasn't much to choose from of those.
No.
Do you think you put yourself across well?
No, because I don't think they asked me questions where I could give full answers. They asked me more or less yes and no questions.
Was the interview what you expected?
No. They didn't, you know, put questions to you right and you didn't feel right when you were talking to them.
Do you feel that they knew more about you at the end of the interview than they did at the beginning?
Yeah, of course. Because of the questions they asked me.
Do you think that they knew more about you at the end of the interview than they did at the beginning?
I think so, because they asked things about what I did in spare time and things like that, so they got to know quite a bit.
Do you think you put yourself across well?
I hope so, yeah. I hope I hid my nerves as well, you know. I hope I didn't appear nervous to them.
So what about the first one? I felt she didn't really know much about the scheme or about Debenhams. She hadn't done her homework, had she?
No, that's right.
She seemed very nice and pleasant, but she didn't come across very sort of positively towards work.
That's right.
And we do need quite a lot of commitment, really, don't you feel? And she never asked any questions.
No.
And I mean, there's loads of things that we never covered.
I know.
In time constraints, so...
Yes, it was very difficult to get everything in that we wanted to, but I felt it was hard work.
For her, yes, very. I agree.
Yeah. The second one very much in a similar sort of way, really.
Yes, I agree.
What did you think about their business dress?
Interview? No, well, not at all. Particularly Mandy. I think coming in a jumper is sort of like a work shirt underneath. It's not sort of the thing to do, really.
First impressions.
That's right.
A lot.
The third one, Julie, she didn't seem at all forthcoming, did she?
No, I thought she spoke without thinking.
Most definitely.
Very spontaneous. I mean, I don't mind if there's a gap during the interview. A little bit of time to think about the questions would go a long way, I think.
But there's a difference between being honest and sort of thinking about your answers. Yes, I agree. She should have thought about things more thoroughly before she answered. And
coming on to Michelle.
Yes, she had a lot to say for herself. I thought she came across quite well.
Yeah, a bit more about her interests and what she hoped to gain from the scheme.
Very much
so. It as positive, haven't they, and not a second best to employment, really.
That's right, she was quite positive about it. She's quite confident in herself as well.
Yes, yes. I mean, there's plenty of material there to work on.
Yes, I felt it went better, that one.
Yes,
she knew quite a lot about the company as well.
She'd obviously shopped here and...
done her homework.
Yes, yes, so. Either way.
And about YTS as well. She was quite clued up, which is nice. And the last one?
Wendy definitely sold herself to the scheme.
Did. She came across very nice and she put forward a personality.
Very bright.
Apart from Michelle, the others just didn't. She told us a lot about her interests and she picked up on our questions, didn't she?
Yes.
Certainly
the last. I would choose the last.
Choice between the last two and I think probably come down to Wendy.
Wendy, I would think.
The final one.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay.
Do you think you got the job?
I hope so. I hope so, yeah.
I'd like to tell you that you did.
Thanks.